Hey fam, welcome back to another video. Today is Saturday, so happy Saturday. In today's video, we'll be bringing you the news, comments, and reports, where we get a little bit of the news, comments that's in the comments sections, and a few reports that's shared. So we're gonna jump right into today's video, but first, I wanna tell you guys a little story. A friend of mine's. She went to the doctor. She said this never happened before. So I guess it's something new. And I want to know if this is happening in your states, your cities, wherever you're located. So she went to the doctor. I think she goes to the doctor every 6 months or something like that. And what's changed with her, she could not quite understand. I was explaining to her, we're gonna see this more and more and more. So what's changed with her doctor's office is, instead of just asking for your insurance card and ID at check-in, they are now taking fingerprints at her doctor's office. I have not had this personally happen to me. I'm not too sure if it's happened to you. But she was just in shock. And I'm like, well, I haven't had that happen to me. I mean, the only time I gave my fingerprints is for a background check, and that is pretty much it. But as far as me going into my doctor's office and my ID and insurance not being enough, and I had to give my fingerprints, now that is something strange. And guess what? Not only is it for the adults, it's also for the children. They also have to give their fingerprints as part of their information as well. So when she checked in, she said that she was giving the insurance and ID. And then next thing they pull out this little thing and she had to do her fingerprints as well. At that point, I would have asked a bunch of questions like, well, what's changed? Why do I have to give my fingerprints? All sorts of things like that. And I would have wanted answers. But it's just strange because everything is changing. Like I said, I want to know, have this happened to any of you? Have any of you heard of the doctor's office requiring fingerprints now as to be a part of your chart? I know now they can probably just access, your chart with your fingerprint, your information with your fingerprint, but still. Whoa, if things ain't coming fast, I don't know. So I expect this to be happening in more health facilities where your fingerprint would be required just to get to your information as far as your health information. That's going to pull up a list of everything. I mean, everything. Like I said, it's access to your health. So whether or not you have some good organs, how your health is overall, your blood type is going to have every single thing. Though they can access it, just like that either way. But to access your information with your fingerprint, that's something new. This probably have been going on in other places, but it haven't been going on here in New Jersey, but it's definitely happening now. But in all honesty, when it comes down to the whole fingerprint thing, our fingerprints have been getting scanned in a number one place that we think that it haven't been, especially if you use technology. So you guys know how the phone have the face unlock. It has the fingerprint unlock. You got to keep tapping the screen, and it's scanning your fingerprint, scanning your fingerprint. Who knows what database our information is going into regardless, right? But I just wanted to share that story because I thought it was just something, it was new to me. So I just had to share with you just to give everybody a heads up, just in case you walk in one day and, your healthcare provider is saying, as part of our requirements, we now have to have your fingerprint on your chart, for safety, reasons, of course. Here's a quick heads up, and you heard it from Shauna over here at Moments with Us. So let's move on with the video. Thank you all for tuning in. If you like these videos, please go ahead and consider subscribing before we jump into the rest of the video. Don't forget to leave us a like. Turn your notification bell on so you will not miss an upload. That was a crazy story there. First comment do come from Sled. Our world will be ran as a totalitarian one world government once the crash happens of the U.S. money system. This is why they are doing the things they're doing now. So when it happens, they got you in their grips and you will follow what they say or else do without. I see it happening now, but many don't because they're still sleeping just like the frog in a pot of water. And once they do realize it, it will be too late then. The world would be ran like an iron fist. Call me crazy if you like, but one day, not very long from now, remember, I told you so. And you know what, Sled? I definitely feel you when it comes down to this comment. Because a lot of people have been saying, they're pushing for this one world order, and little things are already taking place that's adding up to it. As far as just like my friend, the story I just told with the whole fingerprint to access her information. It's little things that's already adding up. Thank you, Sled, for sharing that in the comments. All right, from B Hill. They are trying to ban all gas cars and appliances. It's the New World agenda to try and control us. With gas, we are independent. But with electric, they can turn off the juice, look us down in our homes with no electric to power the vehicles, and ration our ability to cook and eat. It's the old trick. Take away their food and energy and the basics. Have nothing and be happy. And I definitely agree with you. With nothing else that I can add on to this comment because it's just all true. So thank you, B Hill, for sharing that in the comments. Someone else shared, so now that our country is on the precipice of a massive egg crisis, how long do you think it will be until we see it affect everything else eggs are made with? I believe it will start happening immediately because there is, I think, when it comes down to basic ingredients that's needed, of course, it will affect the price, possibly the taste because they're using substitutes to make products. It will affect everything that's made with eggs. I believe I saw in an article where a bakery had closed down or is announcing a close down because of the ingredients are too high or they're falling too short. Let me see if we can find it real quick.
Is for the Benson Cookie Company, baked after dark. But unfortunately, it will also be their last.
Well, the owner says with the high price of ingredients, they just can't keep going anymore. KETV News Watch 7's Abby Peterson has the story.
Frosting their infamous cinnamon rolls and scooping up cookies.
Anyone's catching your eye?
Baked After Dark is preparing for a bittersweet goodbye.
It's been a success. I really don't feel like we have anything to be ashamed of.
Owner Stacy Johnson says they've been in business for 5 years. It was her dream. Now it's over because this is getting too costly.
Right now, eggs are a huge issue. Not only are they in short supply, but egg prices have gone up 192% in the last year.
So a lot of businesses are going to start to see, especially small businesses. Remember, this company only been open for 5 years to have to close its doors due to the price of ingredients. That's another example of being priced out. Please pay attention to this. Like if you have your local businesses that you do shop at, especially like bakeries, check them out. See how their supply is looking. Are they still selling your favorite rolls? Your favorite, pastry? Are they still selling those items and have the prices went up? How many small businesses that you know personally that already have closed its doors? So someone else made a comment and said, my daughter works at Target in Salt Lake City. They were out of eggs for a couple of days this week. Also, we have hens. This is their third season wintering here. In the past, their production lessened during the winter. But this is the first winter. There have been no eggs for several weeks. We buy Purina layer pellets, scratch and mill worms. which is what they have always eating. So someone is saying that their hens are actually not laying eggs as much anymore. So let's see what other people had to say about that. All right, so somebody did state for production, you don't want to get birds that's 3 years or older. I get their pets for some, but with price of feed for them and us, I recommend production birds a year or two in age. So now if you're new to buying hens or chickens, and you want to go ahead and buy one, you shouldn't buy anything over a year, I guess, to get the most out of it. But definitely that's something. So anything after 3 years when it comes down to hens, they're basically pets, is what the person is saying. Also, someone did state farmers are already warning about grain shortages due to drought and crop failure over the last couple of years. Try baking without eggs and flour. Definitely, guys, there is actually still time to stock up on the flour. The eggs are a bit pricey, but you can freeze eggs. You can purchase dehydrated eggs. Those did, of course, go up in price as well, but there are still options. There are substitutes. I'm not sure if the substitutes taste as great as the regular eggs, though. So definitely the items that's, look at our flour section. The items that are still available to purchase, definitely start stocking up on it. So Backroads 227 is new here. Thank you for joining. Thankfully, I'm prepped for about a year's worth right now. Been working on it over 2 years, buying a little more each time I went to the store. I do worry about all the job losses that are projected to increase this year. Stay focused on doing what's going to set your family up for the best. Backroads 227, little by little, definitely adds up. This person been stocking for 2 years and now have a year's worth of things stocked up. So we're gonna give him or her a applause. Just a quick little clap, because little by little do adds up and it lessens the strain of panic buying. We got to keep stressing this. We don't need to be panic buying if we're doing this little by little, even for 2 years. Guess what? Now you have a year's worth. There you go. You already started. Now keep it going. Thank you for sharing that in the comments. So a quick little price update on some OJ. So I am Chad Frazier. Hey, I appreciate the videos. I appreciate you taking the time to view them. Our Walmart here in Panama City looking rough. $8 for a gallon of orange juice. Shrinkflation. $8, y'all, for some orange juice. Sure. Listen, that OJ will have to stay there. I know a bag of oranges costs about a good how much is a bag of oranges nowadays? Maybe about like $6 or something like that. I'm sure all them oranges won't squeeze a gallon, but it will sure enough be fresher at this point, huh? We are looking bad at this Walmart as I'm looking at this, the background. It gives us a reason to stock up. But $8? Let me know what y'all think about that. If you are a regular orange juice buyer, let us know the price for a gallon of orange juice. I know ours were like maybe $5.87 last time that I saw my mother pick up a gallon, but that's $8. Yeah. Thanks for sharing that in the comments. All right, so from Dolly Doe, the Walmarts in my area for sure, and possibly nationwide as well, are all participants in a little known crime known as gangs talking. Also, plans were in the works for many years to turn a lot of stores into FEMA camps. I definitely heard that about Walmart as well. Likely, however, what will happen instead of the spinoff of such an idea? I've heard about this plan from the Common Sense Show with guest Celeste Solom. I'm in Milwaukee. By the way, thanks for the heads up. Response to the cat food, coffee, cooking oil, and canned meats. You are so welcome. So as far as the Walmarts being turned into family camps, that's been in the talks for a very long time. Of course, Walmart is with the top head of people. And of course, I'm sure they signed some papers agreeing to turn certain Walmart's, into FEMA camps after they all decide to shut down, get us for what we got, and then try to throw everybody into some FEMA camps. Now, wouldn't that be something? We're going to be here to see if that actually happened. FEMA camps are very much real. It's already happening. I'm not going to say, oh, it's with Walmart, but in general, it's already happening in some parts of the world. So it's something to, kind of think about, just put in the back of our head. And, if it happens, it happens. At this point, we can only be as prepared as we can be for what we can be prepared for. Thank you for sharing that in the comments and checking in. So we did share 15 items to stock up on, I think, in the latest video. So ketchup, which is a tomato product. Tomato products did make the list, and someone did state ketchup and mayo shot up in the past 2 days. So here's an interesting post from Insider Paper. New BlackRock says to get ready for a recession unlike any other and warns what worked in the past won't work now. Market Insider. Let us know how you feel about that in the comments down below. And last but not least, we're going to dig into a little bit on an update with inflation. So food prices are expected to remain high. I don't know if any of you remember back in 2022 when inflation was supposed to be curbed. Though it doesn't include, the food prices and stuff, but prices were supposed to have been dropping regardless. But now, when it comes down to the media, stuff is switched up. We're not told things how it is until it's too late. We already knew that food prices were going to remain high, So it says, it looks like U.S. consumers will have to stomach another year of historically high food prices. It also states the latest food price outlook from the U.S. Department of Agriculture's Economic Research Service projects. All food prices could increase 3.5% to 4.5% in 2023, which we all know that percentage should be higher. Food prices are expected to grow more slowly in 2023 than in 2022. I'm not sure, y'all. Do you guys feel like prices are rising faster now that the new year hit in 2023 rather than how fast prices rose in 2022? Me personally, I feel like the prices are rising faster now and on more products now as well. It says some of the largest price hikes by category in 2022 include eggs, forecast to increase 30.5% to 31.5%. Poultry up 14 to 15%. Fats and oils up 18 to 19%. Cereals and bakery products up 13.5%. And vegetables up 7 to 8%. The ongoing outbreak of the bird flu continues to reduce the U.S. egg layer flock, as well as the poultry flock to a lesser extent. The decrease is expected to increase wholesale and retail egg prices for the coming months. So expect higher egg prices. The majority of bird losses due to HPAI were table egg layers, 42.5 million. Roughly 9.4 million turkeys were destroyed since the first of the year. The CME Group Daily's livestock report noted, keep in mind there's a lag in price transmissions and retailers likely are operating with compressed margins. Given the trend of the latest few weeks, we would expect retail egg prices to be sharply higher and unlikely to drop much in January and February. And then the end of this article states, how does food price inflation affect U.S. citizens? And then it says it depends in part on your location and income level. I'm sure a lot of people's income changed drastically, considering how much they have to come out of pocket now. How much more they have to come out of pocket now for little things like groceries, for little things like if the mortgage or rent went up. We discussed this already. Car insurance. The day-to-day living has become more expensive. So I'm sure that food price inflation affected a lot of citizens, including myself. I'm sure if you're listening, it probably affected you as well. And here's the main reason why I'm not panicking. Like someone says, number one is God. If you all believe, that God is just going to have your back just because, God help those who help themselves, right? These warnings are being put out. These videos are being put out, not just from me, from a whole bunch of other people on YouTube. Letting you know, get this, get that, get this, make sure that you're prepared, make sure you're stocked up on these items. And that's all you need is to hear it, but yet to see it. And I'm sure if you're not, like I always say, if you're not seeing it in your area as of yet, it will reach you, the shortages. I'm sure the prices reach just about everywhere by now. Everybody's suffering from inflation right now. But it's with the gaps on the shelves. You guys get a chance to see all of these videos, especially from me here in New Jersey. I share it. I share it with everyone. So and definitely, guys, stock up, do what you can do. Trust in God first. And just remain, keep going. Do what you have to do. That's all. That's all you can do. No need to panic. No need to be left worrying every single day because you got this. Like we always say, little by little, slow and steady wins the race. Like I said, when you go in panic buying, you wind up buying a whole bunch of stuff you don't even need. Trust me. So we're going to leave this video right here where it's at because we already 2 minutes over the 20-minute mark. And if you stayed to the end, thank you so much for listening to these reports. And if you ever want to share anything, you can always email me, which is in the description box below. I'm over on Facebook. I'm over on Instagram. So you can definitely email me or contact me through any way in the description box down below. Anything that you do want to share and you do want the community to see, definitely email me, especially if it's something you like, oh, I got to share this. Let's let this be known. Email me. I got you. So that's pretty much the end of this video. This is Shauna, and I'm checking out from Moments with Us. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, family. Enjoy. And if you are new here and you have subscribed, thank you for becoming part of the community. You're amazing, and you did the right thing. So if you're new here, please go ahead and consider subscribing. And if you've been here before, of course, thank you for coming back. Make sure you all, yes, it's time to say it, stay prepped, stay blessed, and stay safe. And most of all, remain beautiful queens and kings. Until next time, I'm officially out of here. Blessings to all of you. Peace.